I welcome everyone to my class. So in this class, let us start seeing how to create a web server using Python Flask. So the things that are needed for creating that web server. So here I am going to use Anaconda installer to create the Python Flask programming, and I am going to show you how to execute this program in your web server and how this particular program works. So this is the three-tier architecture we are going to represent in the entire session of this creation, and in this we are going to see only this web server creation for this in this video. Specifically in this video only this web server we are going to see. So remaining the front end and the back end part will be covered in the consecutive videos which I will post after this video. So normally this three-tier architecture is required for developing an application, and either you can deploy that application in your cloud environment or you can run the application in your own system. So normally front end consists of HTML and HTML language. So that HTML language has to be integrated with your Python Flask program. And then the backend can be of MySQL using XAMPP or using remote MySQL. You can get this MySQL database. So XAMPP means locally for your system, you can locally design for that. If you are going to deploy in the cloud environment, you can use this remote MySQL, right? So that and all will be given in the next lecture of this video, right? So in this lecture we are going to only focus on this web server using Python Flask, right? So first step of this web server creation is we are going to create a web server, and this after running this web server we are going to see how this web server application is running using your web browser using the localhost URL, right? Universal resource locator. So this is what we are going to see in this lecture. So the first things that are needed for creating the Python Flask program is to download Anaconda. So these are the steps to be download Anaconda, and after downloading you have to run that exe file, right? So first we have to go to Google search, and then you can type Anaconda. Otherwise you can just click on this link and directly go to that web browser. And after that you have to click on the get started button, and in that after clicking that get started button it will show a set of installer where you have to select the download Anaconda installer. And before downloading that Anaconda installer you should verify what is the system properties of your system, right? So first you have to confirm with your operating system as well as the system type. So system type is nothing but it will represent whether your system is a 32-bit system or 64-bit system, right? To identify this you have to just right click on your mouse by going to your desktop screen. Just right click on your mouse and then select the properties. Within that you can able to see what is your operating system as well as the system type. So after that, once it has been downloaded, the exe file has to be executed. So once it has executed, your Anaconda will be available in your system and you can able to do the programs based on your Anaconda. So after downloading Anaconda, what we are going to do, open the Anaconda navigator. So if you want, you can go to the search bar and you can open that Anaconda navigator. Otherwise you can identify that icon in the desktop and then you can open it directly. After opening Anaconda navigator, you have to go to Spider and launch that Spider, right? So within the Spider only we are going to do this Python Flask programming. So after you have to launch Spider, so it will take at least 30 seconds to load it. And after loading the Spider, you have to create the Python file which consisting of Python Flask. And now this video is for just developing the web server, and I am going to show how the different URL paths can be used along in this Python file and how it has been executed. So once created the Python file in a Spider, you go to Anaconda PowerShell. So this PowerShell, Anaconda PowerShell, can be also searched in your search bar as Anaconda PowerShell. Automatically it will, similar to your command line similar to your command line terminal, it will also similar to that terminal. It's represented as Anaconda PowerShell. So within this Anaconda PowerShell, so after creating the Python file in Spider, you have to save that file. So in which location you are saving that file, that location has to be changed in this Anaconda PowerShell. So for example, in my system I have stored this Python file which is represented as firstapp.py, and that is available within this particular directory, right? So under C directory, under users folder, world folder and PyFlask folder, I have stored my firstapp.py. Right, so you have to change the directory of your Anaconda PowerShell, and after changing the directory, you have to execute the Python file name, and then you have to see the output in your web browser, right? So these are the things we are going to see. So first I will show you. So this is the program to be executed, so I will show you. Okay, now let me show you how to represent this Anaconda, how to install it. So just type Anaconda in your web browser, go to Google and then type Anaconda and select this Anaconda the link that is available as first. So here you have to just click on get started. So whatever I have specified in the PowerPoint, same thing is represented here, and now I am going to click on this download Anaconda installer, and here you have to choose based on your properties of the system. So here for example my system is of 64-bit 64-bit system type, so I have to choose this. So similarly, if you are having a Linux operating system, you have to choose, right? So based on your operating system and the system type, you have to select this. So after selecting that, automatically it will be downloaded in your system, and you can start using that Anaconda. Right, so after downloading, what I am going to do now is opening this Anaconda navigator. Right, so you can open your Anaconda navigator and then just click on the launch button for your Spider. So already I have clicked so that it's available, so it will be available in this location. So just click on the launch button for Spider. So now the Spider is opened within Anaconda. I think you can able to see this. So already I have created the file. So within this file, first I will show you how to represent it. So if you see here, already I have written the code which I am going to execute for today's session. So this code consists of different paths of the URL. So that has been explained in this code itself. right? So for example, if you take the since we are going to do with Python Flask, we have to import Flask. From Flask, import Flask. So if you see here, this is small letter and this is capital letter. As well as I am going to redirect some of the path of the URL will be redirected to some of the other path. So that for that I need this redirect module also. So that is also imported, as well as URL for, that is also imported, right? So this and all redirect and URL for is not that much mandatory. To show you the different paths that can be able to processed using Python Flask, I have written all those paths. So first, so if you are a basic student, then first you have to go through the Python classes, basic classes, how to create a function name, function, and how to execute that function. That and all you should know before starting your Python Flask. And that Python classes is also already handled by myself, and that is also available in the YouTube videos. So if you see here, this is the first thing what I am going to do. So the thing is, if you execute the localhost :5000, which is the port number, automatically it will redirect to this particular path where only the slash is available. So automatically whatever the function below this particular path will be executed automatically. So here the function name is name work, and it is going to just print welcome to Anaconda, right? So if you just put http://localhost:5000, automatically it has to display welcome to Anaconda. After that, I am going to create another path which specifies that after localhost / I am giving a name which is class. So if you go to this particular URL path, which is localhost :5000, after that put a / and type class, then it has to print welcome to Python Flask. It has to execute this particular function, and then it has to print welcome to Python Flask. So previously it has to print only welcome to Anaconda. If you are not giving /class, it will simply print Anaconda. If you give /class, it will print welcome to Python class. It is not mandatory that you have to give class and the name of the function as it is what I have given. Whatever name you want, you can create your own name. So next one is whatever I am passing in the URL path, that name will be represented in this, that is printed in the web browser. So for that only I have represented %s. So if you have studied C programming, automatically %s represent the string. Similarly in Python also, to represent that value, that has to be represented here. So if you see here, it is the path is represented as localhost :5000/user, and what user value I am going to pass is GCT. So this GCT will be passed as an argument to this function which is name user, and that particular argument will be printed in the web browser as GCT, welcome GCT user. So this should be printed in your web browser, right? So far we have seen 3 different paths. First path is simply as soon as you have given localhost, it has to :5000, it has to print this, and if you have given /class, it has to print this, and if you have given /user and any one of the username, automatically that username will be passed as the argument, and that will be printed in your web browser. And the last one is we can also able to redirect from one function to another function. So for that only this redirect and URL for is used, right? So here the last path is representing a subject, that is represented as SUB, and then the subject name, right? So let me make this somewhat bigger. So if you see here, it is represented as HTTP localhost colon 5000/sub, and I have given Java here. And the condition, so this subject name will be passed as argument, which is sub name. So Java will be passed and assigned to subname variable. So if the subname is equal to Python, it has to redirect to that function name class. So it will be redirected to this particular function. And if it is not equal to Python, then it has to be redirected to name user, which is this particular module, where it has to print the particular subject name as user. So that means welcome. So Java is passed, if Java is passed here, then Java user will be printed, right? If Python is passed here, automatically the first condition will be satisfied and it will be redirected to this particular method or function, where it will print welcome to Python Flask, right? So these are the things we are going to see. And if you are a new one, you can just execute, just type only this. After that you can include these two lines, that's enough. And then you can include one more module and another module to check and debug your errors correctly, right? So now I have written all those things, and I am going to open PowerShell of Anaconda. So PowerShell is opened, and I am going to go to my directory where the file is available. So the where I have saved my file is under desktop. And within the desktop I have stored my file in PyFlask folder. So here I am going to execute. As Python, and my file name is firstapp.py. Sorry. Right. So now if you have any errors, that errors will be shown here. If you have any syntax errors, and if there is no error, automatically it will execute and it will show in which location your particular. So can you able to see here? So this is the particular URL where your web app is running, right? So we are going to check how this web application is working by going to the web browser. Okay. So now I am opening a browser. So in this browser I am typing HTTP. So already I have typed, and then I am going to give enter, right? So if you see here, it's displaying welcome to Anaconda. So if you now see the program, you can able to identify. If I have given only HTTP localhost colon 5000, it has to print welcome to Anaconda. So it's printing correctly. So now what I am going to do, I am going to give /class. Right. So if I have given /class, the path has been changed, so it is printing welcome to Python Flask. So if you see the program now, So if the root, that is the path root, is slash http localhost colon 5000 class, then automatically it has to execute this particular function, which is name class welcome to Python Flask. So that is shown in this web browser. So after that, what I am going to do, I have to execute the next function. So the path is slash user, and I have to give any username after that user variable. So that I am going to represent user slash, so here I am going to give just GCT as a user and then give enter, right? So what it is printing, whatever user I am passing here, that is passed as an argument to that function, and that is replaced in this percentage yes that already we have seen here, right? So percentage yes. So where percentage is nothing but what argument you are passing in this function is user, where user is assigned as GCT here. So this is what I have given in the URL. So that GCT will be printed in this position, right? So far what we have seen is without any path extension, simple root, and with one path extension, and whatever values you are giving in the path, that has to be reflected in your content. So that also we have seen. So last one is, it is going to redirect to another method which is available within this Python Flask program. So here also I have given a separate path which is slash sub. Sub is representing the subject here, and then the subject name. So for example, if I have given Java, the else part will be executed and it has to call name user function. So this is the name user function, and it has to display welcome Java user, right? And if I have given Python here, automatically the if part will be executed and it has to call this and welcome to Python Flask. So these are the two cases we have to check it now. So I am going to sub, and then I am going to check with Python first. So it's displaying welcome to Python Flask by calling that name class function. So next is so here if you see, automatically it is calling this class path, right? So I have given only sub slash Python, but it automatically calling the class path because that particular method I have redirected to call. So next I am going to give sub to execute the else part Java. Right? So automatically it is calling this user path, and then it's representing it's a Java user, right? So that's all about what we have seen today. Just we have created a web server using Python Flask, and we have typed this code, and we have used Anaconda PowerShell to execute this code. And in the next lecture we will see how to integrate this Python Flask with the HTML, which is nothing but your front end tool, right? So that is a two-tier architecture that we will see in the next class, and follow up will be a three-tier architecture. We will connect this HTML, that is front end web server, to the back end, right? So with this the first session of your web server creation is over. If you have any doubts, kindly post it in the comment box. Thank you.